Birds are one of the most interesting creatures around. There are thousands of different bird species, many of which have been around for hundreds of thousands of years. These winged creatures come in a variety of different colors, shapes, and sizes, though some birds are incredibly larger than others. Today, we will be looking at 10 of the largest birds in the world. But before we get started, don't forget to hit the like button and ring the notification bell to keep up to date with our videos. Otherwise, a giant bird will fly through your window and steal your phone. So click that button and help us both out. Number 10. Mute swans are an animal that most people wouldn't think of when determining the world's largest bird, though they make the list. These are some of the most recognizable swans out there, and they can grow to about 5 feet long, weighing around 13 kilos. They are most often found in Europe, but will occasionally be found in other areas of the world as well, though this is extremely rare. They are most well known for their distinct S-shaped neck and their incredibly large wingspan reaching at least 8 feet across. They usually stick to aquatic terrains and feed almost exclusively on plants that can be found in the water, as well as insects and tiny fish. They don't usually try to eat anything that they couldn't swallow in a gulp or two. Their long necks are important to their biology because it helps them to stick their heads underwater to search for food without having to completely submerge themselves. Swans are well known for being pretty aggressive creatures. It isn't uncommon at all to meet someone who has a nasty scar from a swan bite. They are very angry animals and will attack without warning, leaving nasty wounds on the victim. What's very strange about swans is that they have excellent memories and will remember someone who cared for them years later. They seem as though they may form bonds with humans, but no one knows this for sure. They are most aggressive when they are in mating season and will go for blood if you step too close to their nest. They are known for being super protective over their young and their eggs, so it is best to stay far away from swans if you see a nest nearby. They can lay 5 to 6 eggs at a time and are excellent parents for their young. Number 9. If you've ever watched a movie or played a video game that took place near a beach, you have most likely seen this bird. The wandering albatross is a massive bird that measures up to 11 feet wide and is known for having the largest wingspan of any bird that is currently alive. They are most often found near the Pacific Ocean, typically seen flying around sandy terrains or islands. There are 24 different species of albatross, but the wandering albatross is widely regarded as being the most recognizable and the largest. They weigh just 12 kilos but are estimated to be the heaviest bird in the albatross family. They will usually stay near the water and feed on tiny fish or small birds, rarely adjusting their diet. They thrive on salt water and similar conditions and usually drink lots of salt water when they're thirsty. They spend most of their days gliding along the ocean and soaking in the sun. Man, what I wouldn't give to be one of these guys for just a single day. These birds are very rarely found on land and are almost always seen gliding across the ocean. They can travel alone or in colonies, typically preferring the company of a colony during mating season. After they have mated, a wandering albatross will lay a single egg. This egg will hatch and the newly born animal will take flight within just a few short months. Number 8. The Dalmatian pelican is believed to be one of the heaviest flying birds in the world. They are usually found in areas of Europe and South Asia and can grow to be a massive 6 feet. They will typically weigh about 14 kilos, making them extremely large semi-aquatic animals. The wingspan of these massive birds usually measures about 9 feet across, though this may vary a bit between genders. They are often mistaken for white pelicans because they look shockingly similar. Though Dalmatian pelicans are separate animals due to the sheer size of the beasts, their bills can grow to be 18 inches long, giving them the second largest bills in the world. They feed exclusively on small fish and will very rarely eat plants or other food sources, though they may swoop by and steal your french fries or burger. They are most often seen eating catfish, eels, or perch, and they eat about 2 kilos of fish per day. Number 7. The Andean condor is an endangered bird that is a member of the vulture family. They are typically only found in the Andes Mountains or near South American coastlines where they hunt for fish. They will grow to be at least 4 feet and can weigh 14 kilos each. They have a ridiculous wingspan measuring about 10 feet wide, though this large wingspan is important for their flight since they are such heavy creatures. They follow the typical vulture trend of eating dead things, rarely venturing out and trying other dishes. They can be found in the wild but are also considered a domestic animal. They will usually eat dead fish or seals, but sometimes eat eggs from other nests. They will usually live in the wild for about 75 years. Number 6. The Cory Bustard is the name given to a huge bird from Africa, though its name sounds more like an insult than anything. The Cory Bustard is typically found with a weight of about 20 kilos, though the males are often much heavier than the females. They are about 4 feet in size and have a wingspan of about 9 feet wide. For such a heavy bird, this wingspan is shockingly small. They usually eat insects as their main food source, which makes their massive size all the more interesting. They also eat lizards, snakes, seeds, and berries, but prefer insects over anything. They drink water with a sucking motion, similar to how a human would drink from a straw or a baby would drink from his mother. They spend much of their time on land and pass the time by hunting for small victims. Number 5. The Flightless Great Roe is believed to be the largest bird that can be found in South America. Contrary to what you may believe, they are somewhat small when compared to other birds on this list, being just about 4 feet tall and weighing around 27 kilos. They cannot fly even though they have wings. You may think their wings are completely useless, but they use them to even their balance while walking or running. They also help them to change direction while running. They are usually seen leaving nearby grassy areas or swamps and will feast on insects, lizards, or other small birds, which is kind of creepy. They look very similar to an ostrich and have very strong leg muscles, which they use to defend themselves from predators. When they mate, they can lay up to 50 eggs at a time. Number 4. The emperor penguin is estimated to be the tallest and heaviest penguin that currently exists. They are only found in Antarctica and can stand to be up to 45 inches tall. They weigh about 45 kilos each, so they are very hefty animals. They are known to travel up to 80 kilometers per day searching for food and are excellent swimmers. They can dive down to 1,500 feet below the ocean's surface and will usually feed on squid, fish, or krill. An interesting fact about penguins is that the male is usually the one to care for the young. The males will stay near their young and eat nothing for a full 2 months while the females hunt for food. Number 3. An emu is the largest flightless bird that can be found in remote areas of Australia. They grow to be up to 6 feet tall and can weigh around 60 kilos. They usually live near wooded areas and feed on plants, fruits, and bugs. They also swallow rocks. We aren't entirely sure why, but that's what they do. The long legs on an emu help them to run at speeds of up to 50 kilometers per hour. They usually form bonds with other emus and will breed once the weather cools off after the summer. Each of their eggs can weigh up to a pound, and they will typically lay anywhere from 8 to 10 eggs per season. Number 2. The ostrich is a large bird that many of you have likely been waiting to appear on this list. An adult ostrich can weigh up to 150 kilos and will grow to be up to 6 feet tall. They currently hold the record for the fastest bird in the world, with a top speed of around 70 kilometers per hour. They usually feed on plant life but will also eat insects. They can also live without water for many days without suffering any long-term consequences. They use their giant legs as defense mechanisms and will fight off most predators that stand in their way. They are most often seen in groups of about 10 birds, and when mating season begins, they can lay up to 60 eggs in a single year. These eggs can weigh over 4 pounds each and are about 5 inches in diameter. Number 1. The cassowary is a large bird that is unable to fly. These birds are typically found in Australia, but some are also known to live in New Guinea. They can grow to be nearly 80 inches tall and weigh over 150 pounds. These birds are extremely dangerous and aggressive. They attack nearly anyone, and if we didn't know better, we would say that they like to see other people in pain. They are seriously mean birds. They're widely considered to be the most dangerous bird in the world, and under no circumstances should you approach one. They have insanely sharp teeth and claws and can run at speeds of up to 31 miles per hour. These birds don't mess around. They are seriously a force to be reckoned with.